let's talk about Control. Now, Control is a hard game to recommend. How should I put it? You need to have a acquired taste to enjoy this game. I had already very low expectations going in for Control. I got Control just to support Remedy, which in my opinion is a fantastic studio and is highly underrated. And plus, Control is a pure single player experience with no microtransactions. All I was expecting from this game was to have X-Men powers. I just wanted to be Jean Grey for just one day. I mean, who does not want to be the sexy, hot red girl with the powers to pick up objects, float in the air and smash the enemies into pieces? But instead, I'm still confused what I got. This is going to be a difficult game to explain, but let me try. Okay, so what if the world around us is different for everyone? What if the things around us do not even exist? What if the things around you are just there to distract you? What if you've been lied to? You think the world is the way you see it, but what if the world is much bigger, much stranger? Maybe you've caught a glimpse of it, but you choose to forget it. Because the real picture is so terrifying that you choose to live in denial. You confused yet? Well, hold on a minute, this gets better. The game starts with you as Jessie Faden, who is looking for a brother. And she shows up in this place, this house that is hidden from the world. Now, how does she find her way there? How does she know she can find her brother there? Who is she? What is she? How is she linked to all this? Well, ask the game, because it certainly does not tell me. Later on in this game, you uncover this place, this house, which is referred to the oldest house, which is the headquarters of Federal Bureau of Control, FBC, which is a secret US government agency tasked with containing and studying paranormal phenomena, items and things that violate the laws of reality. Just like our game boxes these days, which come with nothing at all. God damn it, I pay for these things. All I want is a nice manual, nice thick pamphlet in my game box that I paid $60 or 4,000 rupees for. Getting back. Things happen, you become the director, and now you need to explore this oldest house. Long story short, your objective now is to get rid of this hiss. What is this hiss? I still really don't know, but basically it's something that has invaded and corrupted reality. Confused yet? Well, wait up, because Control gets weird. It gets really weird. And it deals with a lot of vague concepts and abstract themes. I bet you the designs, the shapes and the logos used in this game are there to signify something. I don't know how many people will notice this, but Control uses a lot of symbolism. Like, for example, the oldest house is mostly concrete and glass with methodically placed squares and cubes. Maybe all this is there to signify or suggest the cold, subverting and controlling nature of the Bureau. Just like my mom. Compared to me, who by nature is more free, like the liquid, gas-like nature of the hiss, which is ever-changing, ever-flowing, and does not like to be contained.
Mummy! Mama! Mama! Mama!
What?
Hi.
Overall, I found the story, the abstract themes of Control fascinating. The things around me were so intriguing that it kept me hooked. I really enjoyed the supernatural and paranormal stuff it deals with. That said, Control is not for everyone. Some people are not going to enjoy it and will find it vague and kind of trippy. You need to go in this game with the right sensibilities and the right mindset to really appreciate its narration style. Control does not feed you with story. Instead, it demands that you read through the classified documents, go through the audio and video logs and piece them together. Even portions of the documents are going to be blacked out. So you need to use your brains to fill in the blanks and connect the dots. But what game does really well, exceptionally well, is that the game focuses on showing things to you rather than just telling it to you. For example, in one part of the game, there's this phone that you need to find. And this phone is housed in this glass room, almost floating in darkness, suggesting that this is no ordinary phone. As you enter, there's a switch right above you, and when you pull it, boom! Now I'm not going to spoil the rest, but you get the point. What I'm pointing is that the game's imagery is strong. From a visual and artistic standpoint, this game really stands out. Coupled with excellent sound design and a layered story, Control delivers an experience that crawls under your skin. It's not spooky or scary, but the atmosphere is so unsettling. You will have areas covered in shadows with light slicing through them, or you will have these big blinding light sources in front of you. Some rooms are bent and inclined in strange ways. Everything in this game is twisted. You have people floating, bent in weird ways, you got hiss that is creeping up to you, and you have these constant chants like someone is performing some kind of a ritual, some disturbing ritual. Control is like an excellent X-File episode where rather than just watching, you are personally uncovering the hidden and trying to understand the unknown. Now let's talk about the shooty gamey stuff. Let's talk about the combat. When it comes to combat, the physics and destruction at display are just phenomenal. They are cut above everything else. And then you've got just one service weapon that changes and molds itself into different guns. So it can change into a standard gun, which is basically your pistol, or it can change into spin, which is your rapid fire gun, or it can change into a gun that can pierce through enemy armor. You also got this shatter, which is basically kind of a mini shotgun, and you've also got a gun that shoots mini rockets to stagger your enemies. Control also introduces some RPG elements with mods. You've got personal mods and you've got gun mods, but overall I found these mods to be underwhelming. I mean, sure, increasing accuracy, increasing gun damage, increasing ammo capacity, increasing your speed does help, but those slight increases do not feel substantial. And considering that you need to grind 10 different resources and currencies to craft these mods in the first place, it just does not feel rewarding or satisfying. Overall, I would say Control is inclined towards being an aggressive shooter. So defense is generally not preferred compared to, say, other cover-based shooters like Gears. But the gameplay is designed around your powers, and when you have Jean Grey powers, which are basically earth-shattering powers, why do you even need to take cover? Using your powers is the most effective way, even more effective than using your gun. The combat is overall fun, but it does tend to get a little repetitive by the end. I feel Control has some excellent ideas both in terms of story and presentation and even combat. But the problem is that those ideas do not fit with the canvas that the Control is trying to paint. The gameplay at times does feel disconnected from the story. Like, for example, Jessie Faden does not seem to be fazed by the overwhelming powers she keeps getting. She does not question them or is even surprised by them. I mean, अगर मेरे को ऐसी कोई powers मिलेंगी, I would be shaken up for days. But I really appreciate the effort Control puts in. There are a lot of things going on in this game. You have concepts like thresholds. You have this weird hotel that you keep ending up at. You've got objects of power. You've got altered items. You've got black prism rocks. You've got HRA devices. You have talks about other dimensions. And then there's this astral plane that might physically exist or might be a figment of your imagination. Who knows? Maybe what you're seeing is only a part of a much bigger astral plane. And what the hell is the deal with the black inverted pyramid that keeps cropping up?
Drawing the pyramid. The what? The pyramid.
What's a pyramid?
The Black Pyramid. It's in the astral plane.
Airplane?
Astral plane. It's big, white, and empty. Or is it?
There is so much potential in this story, but in the end, it kind of starts falling flat. It could have been so much better. This is an ideal setup for branching stories, but it just gives you an illusion of dialogue choices and does not do much with it. Midway through the game does get monotonous. There are some platforming and puzzle elements that spice things up, and some of the puzzles are really interesting, but still, they do not shake up the game enough. and the Metroidvania level design certainly does not help it. The levels are interconnected but not in the best possible way, and you do tend to get lost even with a map. At least I did, or maybe because I'm a little stupid and a little dumb, but there's definitely a lot of tedious backtracking. I found signboards to be more useful to point me in the right direction than that freaking god-awful map. What I really enjoyed, and I need to point this out, are the side stories. They are excellent. In one of the side quests, you have this person watching this fridge because, I don't want to spoil it, but someone needs to constantly watch this fridge for some reason. And it's got an interesting story to it. You've got this mail that keeps changing its places, god damn it. In one of the side missions, you are just looking for someone, you're trying to find someone, which leads to clocks. Lots and lots of clocks. And which leads to a very interesting boss with a satisfying conclusion. I'm not going to spoil it, but that was interesting. And then there's this side quest involving a mirror. Now this mirror reflects like any other mirror, but it chooses to omit some things from what it is reflecting. This had such a good arc to it, and it is absolutely my favorite mission. But what I did not enjoy were these side missions that keep cropping up about killing this or killing that, which are sort of kind of a grinding missions, and I did not enjoy them. I found them irritating and intrusive. I know what they were trying to do, and I know they're trying to increase the replayability of this game and also facilitate grinding for resources and crafting materials, but like I stated, that the RPG elements of this game are not substantial enough anyways, and I just did not want to do these grinding missions. The level layout might be wonky, but how the level are designed from an artistic standpoint is just breathtaking. Everything happens in this old building and you think it's going to get samey, but the levels are so diverse. I love how levels dismantle and keep rebuilding themselves. You have brilliant usage of lights that give each area unique flavor and a vibe to it. Lighting of this game is absolutely phenomenal. The best I've ever seen in any game, period. You have muted colors like grey and white that are soaked with sickly yellows, white glows and nauseating reds. Some of the locations are so gorgeous that they are almost mesmerizing, and some of the levels have this surreal, dreamlike feeling to them. Though the presentation of this game is excellent, it is far from perfect. Voice acting, while good for the most part, is marred by bad facial expressions. They are stiff and they are stilted, especially when you compare it to games such as Gears 5. But overall, it's a fairly fun game with great individual ideas and excellent elements that lack the cohesion to create a phenomenal experience. And oh, did I mention you can control your enemies in Control? Like how I'm controlling you to like, comment and subscribe to our channel? Do it right now.